Hi, my name is April. I am with AG Loves Paws. I am a pet professional consultant. I focus in on holistic care for dogs. A little bit about me. I am in healthcare and I had started in the dog world about 30 years ago, more or less as a hobby. And because of my love for dogs, I started rescuing, taking on difficult cases, senior dogs, and large breeds. It's kind of where I got my start in the dog world. When COVID came along, believe it or not, I was laid off from my healthcare job, which brought me kind of catapulting me into sharing information about Novetica. I had already been researching the company prior to being laid off because I have a rescue right now who needed help, big time help, and I was not finding anything that was helping him on the market. One that he would take, or two that even worked, or they'd shove it down their throat and it still didn't work. Really just needed to find something to help him. He's a chocolate lab. He's a little bit stubborn. He is food motivated, but he was not food motivated enough to help help train him so that he could get over his fears. So we needed a little push. So he is afraid of all flooring surfaces except for rugs. He's afraid to go through doors, afraid to go up and down stairs. So as you can imagine, his life was pretty miserable. Our house was rug runways everywhere, and we had to make sure there were rugs to get close to us, right? And so when I found calming support by Novetica, I was absolutely amazed at the information that I was reading. Again, natural is the way I was trying to go, and that is where our products are. So it is L-tryptophan, green tea, and lemon balm. All of that works to calm their mind and break that fight or flight response. So it works pretty quickly, like one chew, 20 minutes later, and Tigger literally got up, walked across the linoleum, and laid down next to me on the linoleum. I was absolutely amazed, and I'm like, okay, I have got to tell everybody about this because this stuff works. He ate it with no problem. He begged for more. So it was absolutely amazing. And what I started to do was I started to train him. So once I got his brain calm, we could train, right? And so I used it on a regular basis in the beginning, but now I only use it situationally. And I have other testimonies around, using it every day for aggressive dogs, those types of things. There's different ways that our calming support can be used. And of course, it can be used for situationals, car rides, thunderstorms, vet visits, those things that dogs have high anxiety over already. But my research and my excitement for this product was not done. So like I said, I am in healthcare. So is my husband. He is a pharmacist. So he looks through everything that comes into this house. He looks to make sure that it's safe. He looks to make sure that it's actually beneficial and not just a waste, right? And so he went through all these products. He praises these products. He especially loves our multivitamin. I will get into that in a minute, but I want to start with the next chew I went with. So I went with digestive support, and that's really because of all the research I was doing and finding all these links to unhealthy guts to problems. So much like we discovered in the human world, we need probiotics, okay? We need that bacteria in our guts to eat the bad bacteria, basically, and make us balance. And so what our digestive support does is it does that. So you get a probiotic and a prebiotic. So not only the good bacteria, but you're also feeding it too so that it can stay there and do its job. And so this is helping dogs with allergies. It's helping dogs with gas issues, other bowel issues, with vomiting issues, anal glands. It's just helping with so many different things. And I started to see changes with Tigger. So he was licking and chewing less. He still wasn't where I want him to be. He was on many, many drugs. He was on Apoquel. He was on Zyrtec. He was on Benadryl. And we still had a ton of problems due to allergies. He had lichomas on both of his front feet that were bleeding. He had missing fur on his legs. He had bilateral ear infections constantly. So I was giving him all those drugs and he was not getting better. All I was doing was making his organs worse. So this product I started seeing results with, and I got excited, you guys. So I'm like, oh, what else can we add, right? So everybody and every dog needs a multivitamin. Everybody and every dog. Because there's no way that we can possibly eat everything that we need in a day, same as our dog. They cannot possibly eat all the vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that they need in a day. So we have our dog chew that does it for them. And again, like I said, my husband's a pharmacist and he praises our multivitamin. Not only does it have what the AKC says it needs to have as a minimum, but it also offers that in quantities that are actually going to make a difference in our dogs. And he says it's better than any One A Day or Flintstone or any other human vitamin out there. So he's super excited about our multivitamin. I am too. It's helping so many different dogs with good organ health. It's helping senior dogs with eye care. So it's preventing stuff and it is helping to keep them healthier and happier for their whole life, which is super awesome. So we know preventative care is always better than reactive care. So being on a good multivitamin is always sound advice for both humans and dogs. My next one I went to was Skin and Coat. Again, another yummy chew. And this is because of his licomas and his missing patches and those ear infections. So our Skin and Coat is loaded with the B's, loaded with omega, vitamin E, and brewer's yeast. All of that works together to create a healthy skin layer, which is our largest organ. It's the biggest protector out there. So we need to make sure our skin is healthy, or their skin is healthy, and then the hair follicle, and then their fur, okay? Super important that we're going from the inside out. This helps to reduce excessive shedding. So, you know, when you pet your dog and your hands are full of fur, that's excessive shedding. They shed all the time. They're constantly leaving fur behind when they rub on stuff. That's because their fur is not healthy and it's actually breaking. So kind of think of split ends in the human world. So it is helping to create that healthiness from the inside out. And like I said, it's helping with ear infections, with those Frito feet, so those stinky feet when they lick and chew them. It's helping with the chewing and the biting, and you would never know it, but Tigger is off all of his medications. He is on this regimen, and he has not had an ear infection. He does not have any more licomas, and all of his fur is back. So absolutely awesome that we call our trifecta. That's Skin and Coat, multivitamin, and digestive. And that combo we have seen results out of that combo in a lot of different areas. So then I'm going to talk about our last nutraceutical. Of course, it's going to be a hip and joint right. Everybody knows how absolutely important hip and joint is for our dogs. So ours is different because it's not just the joint. So a lot of those ones on the market are just tackling the joint. So the fluid in the joint that helps that joint move, right? So that's the glucosamine. And we want to make sure that we are creating a healthy skeletal system. That is so important, you guys. Healthy muscles, healthy tendons, healthy ligaments, healthy muscle fascia, all of it. Joints that move fluidly, and this hip and joint helps with that. And so we have all of the stuff that everybody else does, the glucosamine, the MSM, the MGM, but we also have vitamin C and a green lip mussel called Pernicinioliculus. The cool thing is the only thing you need to remember about that is it is 1,000 times more potent than fish oil, you guys. Those two together, that's the game changer. That works to create a healthy skeletal system. A quick testimony on one of my dogs, one of my first dogs I took care of actually, had a bilateral ACL tear and needed surgery on both of its back legs. It is a working dog. It is a hunting dog. It is a birding dog, a swimming dog, a running dog, and just a family run around in the woods kind of dog. This dog was very mobile, did all sorts of stuff, and now was found to be not very mobile, and it was set up to have surgery one leg after another. She called me and asked me what I recommended, and I recommended hip and joint and multivitamin. And she went ahead with the first surgery. They did the first surgery, they went for their checkup, and the veterinarian was absolutely astonished at what the results were, you guys. The dog healed in half of the time that it would have taken normally, and to date, about 2.5 years later, almost 3 years actually, that dog has not had the second surgery, and he is running around, he is hunting, he is birding, he is playing with the kids, he is chasing four-wheelers, he is doing everything he wants to do. He is the happiest dog. He is still on multivitamin and hip and joint, and will be until he can't anymore. So our hip and joint is absolutely phenomenal. We have so many awesome testimonies around our hip and joint. So we are going to jump into our dental system. So get super, super excited. I absolutely am in love with our dental system. So many dogs have poor dental health, and we know that that leads to other problems. As if they get infected, it is right into their bloodstream, right to their hearts, and so many different things can happen if they have really bad teeth. So super important to keep those little doggos' teeth nice and clean, okay? So we have a 3-part system that does that. We use a water additive that uses mint, and that is used to help to soften that plaque and tartar, and it also makes their breath nice and minty fresh. But that's super important that that's there, so that when you add the large dental chew or the toothbrush and the small dental chew or the toothpaste, that it will all work together and break that tartar and plaque free, okay? The large dental chew absolutely can be used for little dogs. I have a 17-pounder that chews on it just like my big guys, and the small chew can absolutely be used by big dogs. I have my 80-pounders and above that chew them. The cool thing about ours, you guys, is the key ingredient is spirulina, which we all know is a superfood, and it's a protein. So they're getting benefits from this dental system, okay? Spirulina creates an environment in their mouth that bacteria cannot grow in, and that is super awesome because we know that once it's gone, then they still have that in their saliva, keeping their mouth clean and bacteria free, okay? The other thing is spirulina is, like I said, a protein, so it gets processed like a protein, and they get all the other benefits from spirulina, okay? Other chews out there on the market are loaded with carbohydrates, so all you're getting is that mechanical clean, okay? So once they swallow it, there is no other benefit. Dogs do not process carbohydrates very well, so it just goes through them as a big old glump of junk, really. So they are not getting that benefit like they are from our dental system. So that is our dental system. I love it. We have a mouthwash, a toothbrush, and toothpaste. And then the last thing I'm going to talk about is our wet away, you guys. This wet away is it. Okay, if you have a dog, if you know anybody who has a dog, if you have grandchildren, if you have anything, anybody that can spill anything, you need this, okay? I'm going to show you how awesome this is, okay? Cranberry juice, you guys. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit this wet away in there. You'll start to see it working. It not only cleans up and turns the object to a solid, it also sucks up the color. It sucks up the odor. You can already see it's starting to turn solid here. It's absolutely awesome, you guys. Give it like a minute and it's totally solid. No liquid left. This is it, you guys. This is it. So that is what we have. We have so many awesome products. We have so many more in development. We are rocking it. We are loving our animals. We are loving what we're doing for them. I look forward to meeting each and every one of you. Have an awesome day.